So,
to my way of thinking, and the reason I got into this business is that Pinot Noir to me is a wine that should be first and foremost about elegance and finesse. It should be a graceful wine. It should be a wine that is a little understated, a little more subtle, a seductive wine, rather than a wine that just busts you right in between the eyes. And those kind of wines are great too, but that's Pinot's specialty is it's the only red wine varietal that can really do that well. It can be that graceful, seductive, feminine, beautiful, elegant wine. You can push it in other directions. You can make a bigger, more powerful wine with it, but left to its own devices at its true core nature, what it is a wine of grace and balance, and that's what we're looking for. We're trying to capture that in the vineyards that we work with and just really focus on that end of the spectrum. I'm just trying to make wines that I like, that I want to drink.
Well, yeah, I think we have similar palates because I've really enjoyed your wines.
Thanks.
So this is called La Paulee, and this is kind of your signature blend, would you say?
This is the one that's most widely available. This is the one you would find at restaurants, fine restaurants around the country, and this is the one Pinot that we make that is most likely to be found in distribution. And it's always a blend of different blocks of different vineyards. What we do is we select what we think are the best lots from the best sites each year and try them in different combinations until we come up with what we think is the best blend for that vintage. Generally younger vines, meaning under 20, 25 years of age. And I think with vines that young that we can do better by combining from different sites and creating a wine that's a little more complete and more complex than trying to force it to come from one site, with which younger vines change quite a bit from year to year. We do keep certain single vineyards separate, but that's only if the vines are really old and mature and we feel the site is fully dialed in and we understand it.
Yeah.
So the La Paulee is a blend of some really good sites, but the average vine age 15 to 20 years. And it's we're just looking for the best expression of the vintage seen through our lens, and our lens again is a lens looking for elegance and finesse.
Sure, and you've got some screw cap closures here.
Yeah,
is that new?
We went 100% Stelvin starting in the 2004 vintage.
Okay.
So we've just bottled 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just bottled our 5th vintage under the Stelvin closure, and we've been really happy with it. Obviously, there's no corked wines.
Right. So, but this looks like a screw cap to me, or is this a Stelvin?
Yeah, no, this is Stelvin.
Ah.
Yeah, Stelvin is a screw cap closure. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's just another name for a screw cap.
Yeah. And what it's all about is this little liner in here. That's what actually forms the seal with the bottle. And contrary to urban myth, these are not hermetically sealed enclosures. This actually lets a little oxygen in, just like cork does. The beauty of these is that each one lets in pretty much exactly the same amount of oxygen, whereas corks, one cork will let in this much, one cork will let in this much, one cork will let in this much, one cork is tainted with TCA. Every one is slightly different. This you get consistent bottle to bottle, and they do age and develop as they do under the best corks. Unfortunately, that's only about 5% of the corks. The other 95% are all over the map.
Yeah.
And I got tired of laying in bed at night wondering how many of our wines were out there at really nice restaurants around the country, or people bought them at really nice bottle shops and took them home and had a bottle that was only slightly tainted by TCA, not overtly affected to the point where you go, oh, this smells like a dead mouse.
They just thought it wasn't good wine.
Yeah, you taste it and the fruit's stripped out of the mid-palate a little bit and you go, it's kind of flat. This is dull. Scott Paul, what did I pay for this? I'm never going to go to that place again. And they don't know they had a bottle that was mildly affected. And there really is no other consumer product that would accept the failure rate that you have with natural cork.
Sure.
You know, whether it's 2% or 10%, you hear all these different figures, but however many percent it is, it's too many.
Yeah, absolutely.
We work too hard in the vineyards and in the cellar to try and put nice wine in the bottle, and I want all that work to be reflected in what goes into your glass.
Sure. One other thing I just wanted to point out to viewers is that this wine is a fabulous value for Oregon Pinot. It's $30.
Yeah, that's the retail price. Yeah.
And I think that's also one of the things that really drew me to it was the the quality for the price was just outstanding. So.
Well, we try and price it, to be perceived as a top quality wine. It should be you know, within its peer group, a good value, but it should be at $30. It's not a cheap wine. You know, 95% of the wines sold in this country are under $10, so a $30 bottle of wine is still an expensive bottle of wine for most people. And but we would rather sell our wines than sit around and have them stacked up in the warehouse saying how wonderful they are. I would rather people actually be able to more easily enjoy them, and so we feel that's a fair price point for the quality of the wine.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much.
Oh, sure.